Every May 5th, Americans across the U.S. take the opportunity to celebrate Cinco de Mayo with parades, parties, mariachi music, folk dancing, Mexican food, and of course, margaritas. But what really happened on the 5th of May? And what are we really celebrating? For starters, it's not Mexican Independence Day, as many people mistakenly believe. Mexico actually celebrates its independence on September 16th. Instead, Cinco de Mayo commemorates an event that happened some 50 years after Mexico won its independence. In 1861, Mexican President Benito Juarez declared that his country was too poor to pay its debts to foreign nations, prompting France to invade Mexico and make it a French territory. But when French troops approached the town of Puebla on May 5, 1862, a ragtag band of Mexican troops managed to defeat them, despite being outnumbered 2-1. Though it ultimately failed to halt the French advance on Mexico City, the victory became a symbol of Mexican resistance against French imperialism. With U.S. support, the Mexicans were eventually able to push out the French for good and restore Juarez to power. By that time, the Cinco de Mayo spirit had spread to the United States. Soon after the victory in Puebla, Americans of Mexican heritage used the day as inspiration for the Union struggle in the Civil War. Americans in the midst of Civil War were inspired by the Mexican victory and began celebrating the 5th of May with parades, dances, speeches, banquets, and bullfights. Today, Cinco de Mayo is actually a bigger holiday in the U.S. than in Mexico, where it's mostly celebrated in the state of Puebla. So when you raise your glass on Cinco de Mayo, take an extra moment to honor the surprisingly American history behind this Mexican holiday.